Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro in Atlanta, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, bang, oh, bang, bang, bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
So for the generation that is born right after the crisis, we call them the prophet archetype, and that would be, for instance, boomers, but we've had many other examples. Indulgently raised in a very secure era, they come of age during these times of spiritual awakening, a lot of protests, a lot of social divisions, and they break through. They try to, they want to individualize the country. They want to free individuals from the sort of tyranny of the collective. Give a fuck.
Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Everybody wanna ride for it with no car. Make a lot of money, live life like the stars do. If you do what they do, then what kind of king are you? Don't let money change you for the bad. Do what gods do. Everybody say they want power, but they don't really want power. They let the money hold the fame, make them a dummy. Money never made me, bitch, I'm making the money. I keep a smile every day, whether rain or sunny. My main bitch a day, wanna she give it 100. A young 5'6" addict who love to get blunted. Off in the bed, I'm the dog, that's right, I'm atomic. Bury the bone in the cat, get back to the money. All the jealousy and lying niggas throwing at each other over crumbs on the cool, it's hard to consider. Some of you niggas to be real, cause you're real bitch made. These days, hell, a whole bit harder than niggas. I don't give a fuck, never have, never will. Real niggas really scared to tell it like it is. So many heartbreaks, hella blood, sweat, and tears over game. Now this is how I feel, tell them I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Too Short, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck. Beat it with the microphone, I'm a flame spitter. Was a peacemaker, now a menace like the cane, nigga. Haters and you homo thugs fucking up the game, nigga. We were never in the same class, you a lame, nigga. I don't got time to be dissing a nigga who ain't worth a penny, cause mentally I'm too above for dissing the fake. On top of that, I'm a player, the player hating that's never been in my blood, nigga. That's ammunition for hate. If I call up the cavalry, it'll be a fatality. One phone call, they'll be minutes away. Better make peace with your creator, cause on the cool, I don't think you wanna perish a cent of the day. Money on the mind, vision on the prize. Look into my eyes, you will see the devil is alive. Real warriors of God live eternally, and if you know the definition, baby, I will never die. Finally got the key of life. If you listen to my new shit, I got the blueprint to set the street afire. The majority of niggas in the game ain't fucking with the method of business that we apply. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a niggas, and you homo thugs, fucking off the game, nigga. You a lame nigga. Give a fuck, 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 give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck, give a fuck.
You talking choppers, you getting right. You on the block with the dope every night.
Said he wanted some scratch, so we took him on life.
Say you wanna get paid, you wanna be right.
Team 4K got slapped with
Walking out,
pipe.
still got on these shades, even though it ain't night. Cause they little pink pills too hard. Let's go on a SRT with a Draco tight. Got a little boy way, can't sleep at night.
You gotta go get your motherfucking dope. You gotta run up and fuck out that hoe. I was just broken, I didn't have a friend, so I went in the trap and I sold me some dope.
Let's
for
go.
real.
Poppin' purse, make her suck dick for an hour, get to work. I told the bitch to get nasty for double. She bought her best friend, they for each other. Okay, for me, make her fuck my brother. Got a team full of players, free band, no struggle.
Big 4K down to the door.
Might get in there, mo, go dig with shovel. Break out the chopstick, hit on wherever. Broad daylight, bitch, I'ma get on wherever. Let's go, double O walk on this bitch, but I like to talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
Percocet walking this bitch, the Percocet talking this bitch.
Hold on.
I just be geeking out drugs, taking all kinds of shit. Bitch wanna fuck, she fine, he see all kind of bitch.
Running through the design, don't care about shit. The world one time, though. Rich little man got shot, you slap little boy, you a bitch. 15 ball, one play on me. 15 ball.
Hey, peace. What's going on? What's happening, man? What's happening? Back again with another live, man. I just wanted to come up here real quick. First and foremost, to give an update on what's going to happen tonight. I ended up working late last night. It was a bunch of bullshit happening, man. It just ain't been the week for me. You know, I know why it's happening. It's because of my schedule and how fucked it was last week from me being on vacation. They're trying to catch back up on a lot of the shit. I guess they just didn't have nobody to run my trailers when I was gone. So they got me on bullshit. So I ended up working late last night. So to my TFP colleagues, I'll just say this. I'm gonna try my damnedest. It's not gonna be 7:30. I know that for a fact. It's not gonna be 7:30 tonight. It may be possible. It may be possible. You know, I ain't gonna say it's a guarantee or no shit like that. It may be possible that that we might be able to pull off TFP tonight. We'll see. I don't know yet, to be honest with you. We might try to pull off TFP tonight, but it won't be 7:30. It'll have to be at the latest 8:30. You know, it'll be a condensed version. I won't be able to make it look all pretty or whatnot, but it'll be there. Because like I said, I got all the videos on my laptop. I just got to upload them into StreamYard for the show. And I'll be able to do it that way. And then, you know, I like my shit to look pretty. So it'll have to be through my laptop so I can share my screen or whatnot for the video. So Fat Cat Ricardo, I'm still going to try to do TFP tonight. If I don't have time to do it, what I'm probably going to end up doing is just do an MD Thoughtbox Live. It's a couple of topics that I want to discuss that I can do outside of TFP, mainly the SPLC indictment and Cash Patel and Todd Blanche. I'll probably just end up talking about that. I'll probably just play the press conference and, you know, we'll talk about it. And also talk about the Black Alpha Network video at the Kamala Harris thing in Savannah. I'm probably going to talk about that, and that goes into what my topic is now. So before I went live, you know, I went and took a shower and shit, and I was eating my lunch and whatnot. I was just scrolling through YouTube, and it was a guy that I had. Sometimes I had arguments with that was live on YouTube, like the Florida Rebels, some shit like that. I don't know his full YouTube name or whatnot, but it's like this dude in North Florida be talking a whole bunch of dumb shit, right? And in that, you know, he played a video. It was the 20v1, the Jubilee with Charlie Kirk, and he was talking about the culture of black, quote unquote, the culture of black people and why we're so violent and all this type of shit. Same old, same old. You know what I'm saying? Same old, same old. And I forget the young lady name, but it's like a light-skinned young lady. She had the braids in her hair. She was talking or whatever, and she was trying to explain to Charlie Kirk like the way of life and how it was cultivated with black Americans in this country. You know, I agree with it somewhat. Again, at the end of the day, I'm an individualist. Everybody got their own mind, but I understand what she's saying. The collective cultivation of how we live our life, and like I said, it's from region to region when it comes to black folks. But we got our own specificities, right? And then the byproduct of that is the shit that white people talk about, the murder rate and per capita and all this stupid shit, right? What I'm saying is, in which the name of the title is, nigga shit. Nigga shit is as American as apple pie. What do I mean by this? What do I mean by this? America, in and of itself, the fabric of Americana, let's just put it that way, is highly influenced by black American culture. I don't think really nobody would even argue with that, right? Nobody would even argue with it. And I'm talking about, our culture was forged under shackles and chains, oppression and subjugation, exploitation and marginalization. That's a fact. Even I wouldn't like contest with that, right? You can't do it. It's hard to do it. From slavery onward, right? Our way of life was cultivated through those experiences. I mean, that's how you form a culture. It's no argument with that. No argument whatsoever. What I'm saying is, along the way, other ethnic groups here in this country, by way of our culture being sewn in the fabric of Americana, picked up shit along the way. That's a fact. Some people would say American music wouldn't be what it is without black American culture. That's just what it is. Our lingo, our mannerisms, our slang, all of that shit is woven into the fabric of the modern English language here in America. Even to the point where the people that are against you use your mannerism and your colloquialisms and all that shit to I guess you would say signal to a broader audience. What you mean, MD? FAFO. I just went by a truck. I was in Florida. I'm in Georgia now. I was in Florida. I seen the truck go by, had a Carolina squad on it. And in the back window of the truck, it had an AR-15, you know, like the silhouette they put in the back, you know, like the sticker. Had an AR-15 and on top it said FAFO. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Black American slang. An acronym that we came up with. Sewn into the fabric of Americana, for lack of a better term. Some would argue that it's used against you. What's another one? Woke. That's a popular one, right? A term that we endearingly defined to say that we are aware of the socio-political stumbling blocks that we have in order to achieve our own individual civil liberties and rights here in this country. Like I said, it's debate around it, around the context of what's being said. There is no debate as to the word itself and where it came from. A word that's now being used against you socio-politically. You see what I'm talking about? Some would say the original definition surrounded around nigger shit from the social perspective. Nigger shit is as American as apple pie. We can go back to slavery with the Mandingo fights and nigger shit. Blaxploitation in the 70s, nigger shit. The rise of gangster rap in the early 90s, nigger shit. The Jerry Springer Show, nigger shit. On the ground level of things, we didn't have nothing to do with that shit. On the ground level is what I'm talking about. Of course, is based upon our culture. And let me put it this way. It's based on our culture through the perspective of other people. Our culture nonetheless. That's a fact. Hit the thumbs up while you're in here. Peace to everybody that's watching. Peace to everybody that's going to watch later on. And again, to give some system updates, I'm going to try my best to do TFP tonight. If I can't, I'm just going to do a run-of-the-mill MD's Thought Box, and we'll talk about some other topics. My co-hosts, Van Cat and Ricardo, still welcome to join the show. I'm just working late. That's all. It's not going to be 7:30. At my best, I'll try to do it 8:30. Even if I even get that time, we'll see. So all of these things is surrounded by the overall main core of what would be called nigger shit. You know, I argue with FBAs and they talk about shit like, you know, us as Black Americans, we gotta gatekeep the culture. Well, how the fuck you gonna do that? What does that even mean? You can't gatekeep a culture. So to give an example, I mentioned Jerry Springer. What you was gonna do? Go to Jerry Springer and say you're not allowed to portray these people, even if it was fake. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to portray these people in a certain manner based on the collective embarrassment that we feel. Now, again, y'all know how I feel about that shit. A lot of people say stuff about, I'm talking about black folk. A lot of black people say shit about the quote unquote nigger shit of other black people because they're embarrassed of the self-reflection of the perspective of everybody else. Like you at McDonald's and you see some niggas at McDonald's and they acting a fool, you feel embarrassed because you too are also a black. Like, huh? I ain't doing it. So you feel obligated to speak up and speak out in protest of it, even though it ain't got shit to do with you. Because you've been socially engineered to put yourself in the collective. That's a fact. That's a whole fact. So now a whole industry on social media has been created to fight against nigga shit from the perspective of niggas. That's why you got your people like your Tommy Sotomayor's, your what's the African guy, Myron Gaines, and all these people. That's why you have those people. They're there to make you feel guilty about the actions of another person based on the color of your skin and who you are. When that's not what America is about. The nigga shit has been superimposed upon you because it's looked at as a team sport. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a team sport. Not a team sport at all. Well, let me put it to you this way. Under certain contexts, it's not a team sport. Look at it like baseball. Baseball team sport that compiles the individual accolades of the team. Everybody got their own OBS and batting average, OPI, so on and so forth. War rating, all that shit. It's all individual accolades. But you're a team. But the low rating of an individual player doesn't affect your rating. All it affects is the wins and the loss. That's it. That's it. So when somebody fuck up, you know, you've been again socially engineered to feel that pain. Almost a sense of empathy, right? Even if it ain't got nothing to do with you. My job as an individualist is to say, no, you shouldn't put yourself in that light. That's not to say that you don't want other people to do better. It's got to be under the correct parameters. That's all. That's another one of the reasons I don't use the term coon. Because coon will suggest that I'm being negatively impacted some way, some form, some fashion based on the viewpoints of this other black person. Again, I'm not saying that that can't be true in some under some parameters, but most of the time it's not. Most of the time. It's usually about self-reflection and collective embarrassment. Feelings that you should not have toward another black person that you don't know. Facts. I understand that through our plight in this country, a way of life was cultivated. I got to go back to that. A way of life was cultivated. Later on within the cultivation, for whatever reason, again, you know, it can all be speculated, it can be debated about, whatever. At some point in time during the evolving of the culture, there was a certain sect of the culture that crashed all the way out. That we now have an endearing term. Well, I ain't gonna say it's endearing. That we now have a term for nigga shit. We all know what nigga shit is. Usually the nigga shit is the most amplified when it comes to the perspective of said culture. A lot of the times it's not us amplifying it. Now with the advent of social media, it's easy for us to do it. But before social media, that wasn't us amplifying it. The ones that had the ability to shape what pop culture was were the ones that was amplifying it. Your music execs and your TV and movie directors, your radio DJs, your political talking heads. These were the people that was amplifying the culture. Giving opinion, whether it be positive or negative, to said culture. That don't take away from the amplifying of said culture. It don't. Nor does it take away from the, I guess you would say, the brushing off of said culture within the fabric of America. That's just a fact. Even to the point where some of the things that were being criticized was also being cultivated within other ethnic groups. Facts. Facts. Here in the South, it's kind of hard to even tell the difference between, and I'm talking about colloquialisms, I'm talking about mannerisms, so on and so forth. A lot of times it's hard to even tell the difference between a Southern Black American and a white Southerner. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. That's because of the shaping of the American psyche in that particular region. I'm just talking about the South. Of course, it's different in other parts of the country, but I'm gonna use where I'm from, the South. It's just hard to interpret, right? Or hard to tell the difference. That's because in some aspects, the white Southern culture has blurred the lines between white and black. That's based on proximity and several factors. Even nigga shit. Even nigga shit. In other parts of the country, and I mean this for the South as well, like places like Texas and whatnot. I was watching a video the other day, and they were talking about the different types of Mexicans, right? And they went to one group of Mexicans, they call them Edgars. I didn't know what the fuck that shit was. They call them Edgars. The Edgars got the funny looking haircut where it ain't tapered on the side. That shit kind of like, it's just like a straight line almost. And then their hair floofed all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And they got on the traditional YN garb. And they don't listen to no Mexican shit. They listen to the nigga music. And they say nigga amongst themselves. They call them Edgars. Even the haircut calling Edgar. I was like, wow, I didn't know this. That's because even with them Mexicans that probably got parents that are immigrants, whether illegal or legal, and considering their proximity, so on and so forth, they have cultivated a way of life that has been woven into the fabric of Americana. Facts. You ask somebody what's American culture, they're going to give you 100 different answers if you ask 100 different people. But one thing that's going to stay constant, nigga shit. No matter where you go. Because Black Americans are the quintessential Americans. I mean, they are. What else you want me to say? quintessential. Every part of our being is somehow portrayed within American society, whether it's good or bad. And I'm not the one that talk about black culture all day. I let the FBAs do that. That's all they're good for anyway. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to people that I rock with that consider themselves FBA. I don't use that term because, again, for a lot of people, you know, some people don't like using the word nigga because it has a negative connotation in their view. I feel the same way about FBA. FBA to me got a negative connotation, not based on the definition in and of itself, but based on the people that deal with said term. I don't rock with them, so I don't use it. You know, I mean, just being honest, you know, if we're going to look at the root of FBA, I don't think, the people ain't worth a damn. Some good. Like I said, shout out to Jesse and a couple other people that I rock with that ride with FBA. You know, I can have a healthy discourse with a person like Jesse. Some of the other ones is as wacky as MAGA Maniac. I can't deal with you. You know what I'm saying? If I don't end up doing TFP tonight, I'm probably going to talk about the video, like I said, that jackass Black Alpha Network did with the Kamalas. I'm like not worth a damn. Like, what was the point? What did that do? What was the goal? Sometimes nigga shit, right, can be protracted to a certain extent that it negates the original fabric of the nigga shit, if that makes any sense. Meaning that, so let me put it to you this way. The nigga shit can sometimes be so explicit, depending on the context. Using that video, and like I said, I'm gonna play it tonight, using that video as an example. The nigga shit can be in it's almost like a canceling out, like a cancellation. Your nigga shit can be a projection of a baseless claim. And a lot of times when you deal like with some of these MAGA talking heads and shit, that's how they use nigga shit. They don't look at the factors behind the cultivation of the nigga shit. They look at the portrayed result. While at the same time, again, projection, using nigga shit. It's amazing. It's amazing. Certain people, like let's deal with like some type of let's deal with a social claim, right? The whole thing about the gender wars and all that shit, nigga shit. It's nigga shit. How was it nigga shit? Well, we're looking at a conversation that's based upon the nigga shit in and of itself. From an early 70s, 80s, up into 90s claim of the portrayal of what nigga shit is in different perspectives of genders, men versus women. Women being looked at in a certain light versus the role of men. Whether it be on the conservative side or it be on and like I said, liberal is not the right word, but it being more on a nigga shit side. Even though nigga shit is also being portrayed on the conservative side, because the portrayal of the nigga shit is a conservative parameter, right? In the perspective of a man. Like I said, go back to the blaxploitation era in the 70s. And how we use nigga shit even to portray a positive message in movies like The Mac, Willie Dynamite, and some of these other movies. You use nigga shit to portray a positive message. But through the plot of the movie, the nigga shit got painted on the psyche of the American black. The same with gang culture. Same with gang culture. Where the culture got woven into the fabric of America. It don't get no more American than Snoop Dogg. Here, every other commercial you see on TV, the motherfucker's on there. A former Crip. One of the progenitors of gangster rap. That got amplified to the nth degree. Well, white people love Snoop Dogg. They love him. But they can jump in and out of the indulgence of the indulgence or indulgement, however the fuck you say it, of the nigga shit. Just like you can have a slice of apple pie and enjoy it. The difference is you don't have a steady diet of apple pie. Like you don't eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know what I'm saying? It's part of America. Can't nobody deny that. Even in this devoid nature of the rhetoric of MAGA, they still use it against you. They use your own shit against you, like a judo move. With words like woke and FAFO. They use it against you. So I think we got to take a hard look at what we really fight against. And I'm talking about amongst ourselves. I ain't talking about with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? As individuals. Why do we feel embarrassed by the actions of somebody else that we don't even know? Ain't had no interactions with, ain't never spoke to. Yet we have some type of empathetic pain towards it as if we did it ourselves. Or regret, rather. Why do we do this? Where was this type of this feeling, like where was it taught? How did we collectively get this shit? And how do we break out of it? At what point were we socially engineered to be this way? Social engineering is everything when it comes to a society. I keep telling people, man, you ain't inherently this way or that way. The shit don't work that way. It never in the history of man has it worked that way. If you believe that you dropped out your mama's ass and you knew right from wrong, if you think that, man, hey man, I got It's a beachfront property in Las Vegas to sell you, bro. Right on the beach. Right on the beach. I mean, just from a psychological level, man, that shit is impossible. It's impossible. I've always said this again. Humans got the inherent ability to override instinct. We just do. We just do. You know, with a different scenario, if we was to drop out our mama's ass and she left us in the middle of the woods, whatever that that environment cultivates, that's what we're gonna be. Point blank, period. The same goes for the nature of the Black American here in America. But again, we have the innate ability. Like this shit is 101. This don't mean that every nigga that's in the hood is just gonna be out going selling drugs and shooting everybody. It's not what that means. Because we also have the innate ability to observe other environments. You know, as far as we can do it, you know, some don't even got that ability in the inner city. Now with the advent of social media, it you know, it's in the palm of your hand. But again, we're talking about social engineering. We're talking about at least for the Black Americans, 10 generations. At least. Everybody can't be the political prophet amongst men. Everybody can't be divinely sent like me. You know what I'm saying? Some are just the regular folk. I'm the exception. I'm the exception. Some just simply don't have individual minds. They don't. I mean, it's sad to say, but it's the fact. It's true. So for some of those people that didn't grow up and able to look outside the window and see another perspective, that's all they know. That's all they know. And then it got to the point later on in a lot of the younger generations, like, hell, I'll even put my generation in there. Millennials and Gen Zers and hell, even now some of the Gen Alphas, right? Because the nigga shit is so deep within the cultivation of American pop culture in general, nigga shit is just inherent. Hell, you could grow up with a 2-parent household living in a fucking mini mansion out in the suburbs somewhere. You still end up being a nigga, not based on the environment, not based on the environment at all, based on upbringing. Hell, for a lot of the Gen Z and Gen Alphas, the phone is bringing them up. We just talked about the Edgars. The Edgars ain't growing up amongst the niggas, but they take on nigga shit based on what they see, looking out through the glass. In this case, the glass being the phone. And you got niggas talking about gatekeeping the culture. How are you gonna, like, how is that possible? It's not possible at all. Especially now with the advent of social media. You can't gatekeep nobody's culture, but it can always be sold. Always. It's not that you mad that the culture ain't being gatekeeped. It's mad that you're not the one that's selling it. Facts. You're not the one that's selling it. So you don't set the parameters. You don't set the tone. You can't turn the knob up and down with the levels. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that ability for whatever reason. And that's where reparations come into play. You know, I advocate for reparations, but I also understand it's not my place to try to, you know, put a straitjacket over a culture. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I honestly could care less. My whole point of reparations is for you, Black American man, Black American woman, to finally experience a place in said social experiment that is the United States of America, the way it was meant, based on historical facts. That's it. What you choose to do with it is on you. You could end up in the same position. It's not my place to say. Not my place to say. It's not my place to tell any other man or any other woman how they should be socio-political. It's not my place at all. Not my place. Again, we can have dialogue. We can even debate. But I could never take away a person's freedom, because that's what I would be doing if I try to put a centralized political system upon an entire group of people. I won't do it. Won't do it. I'm here to experience this concept of America, whatever that may be, however it may fall, however it may change. But the only one true constant in this experiment is me and my lineage. And my lineage is not FBA. My lineage is Davis. My lineage is Knuckles. My lineage is Jones. My lineage is Burns. That's my lineage. I can only learn through them. I can't learn through the experience of others. Can't do it. Can't do it. I celebrate the history of Black Americans. I celebrate the cultivation of the experience here in America through Black American history. I can do that. I can never make it my own. I didn't invent the traffic light. I didn't invent the super soaker. That shit. It always happened, man. It always fucking happened. Give me one moment, man. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So yeah, I just wanted to come here and say that, man. Like I said, again, system update. I'm gonna try to do the show tonight. I'm trying to do TFP tonight. And if I'm not able to, if it get too late, I'm gonna just do a regular fucking MD's Thought Box Live. I'm gonna just do a Thought Box Live, man. And we'll just shoot the shit. You know, I'll play some videos and we'll talk or whatnot. All right. So again, like I said, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, man. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up on the way out. I just want to come here and say that, hey man, shout out to VanCat, man. We'll figure it out. Shout out to Ricardo or whatnot. We'll figure it out, man. But let me go in this damn truck stop, man. Well, I'm at QT actually. It's a truck stop still, but let me go in this QT, man, and go reload on some water and stuff, man. And I'll see y'all tonight. Hopefully 8:30. It might be 9. Hell, I don't know, because it's already 4:30 now. So we'll see. All right, peace, y'all.